colors of the coloring book box. Simple, right? Well, yes, if you're a crayon. But they weren't dealing with crayons. They were dealing with people. A nation of people. A nation of people that the whole world joined in, stealing their heritage, their history, their culture, and even their very minds. A wise young Afro-Asiatic man by the name of Richard Wright said, "Men can starve from a lack of self-realization as much as they can from a lack of bread." Another wise source that we all should use, the sacred scriptures. In Hosea 4:6 says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." And what's that knowledge that we lack? The average man does not read the Dred Scott decision. They're not taught the Dred Scott decision in schools anymore. So I ask again, what is this knowledge that we lack? We have churches on every corner. We have the internet. We have TV. We have cable. So what knowledge do we lack? You see, the problem wasn't color or race. The problem was nationality. The problem was, and still is, lies being presented as truth. The wise King David in Psalms 83, 1 through 5, for he was facing the same situation that we're facing today. And he prayed to the Most High. He said, "Do not remain silent, O Yahuwah. Do not hold your peace. Do not be still, O Father. For behold, your enemies cause a tumult," or in other words, a disturbance. "Your haters lift up their heads in confidence, pride, and victory. Against your people they devise crafty plans." Saying, "Come, let us destroy them as a nation. Let the name of Israel be remembered no more." I'd like to enter another piece of evidence to the people. This information we will examine right now speaks to the question of why us? In a colony, or more clearly a plantation, back in 1712, in Virginia, a British slave owner by the name of Willie Lynch introduced what was for that time a groundbreaking new production trading method that would revolutionize the slave-driven industry of cotton and tobacco, which, by the way, were the industries that drove this empire in which we currently reside to world power. To quote from an account of this proposal, I'll read from the section of the Willie Lynch letter titled, "Let's Make a Slave." It goes on to say, what do we need? First of all, we need a black nigger man, a pregnant nigger woman, and her baby nigger boy. Let's stop and look at that for a minute. Is it not a fact that a large percentage of our communities, the households are headed by single parent households? Is it not also a fact that our young men and women make up a large percentage of the prison population? I ask you this question, is this by accident or by design? The letter goes on to say, second, we will use the same basic principle that we use in breaking horses, combined with some more sustaining factors. What we do with horses is that we break them from one form of life to another. That is, we reduce them from their natural state in nature, whereas nature provides them with the natural capacity to take care of their offspring. We break that natural string of independence from them and thereby create a dependency so that we may be able to get from them useful or profitable production for our business and pleasure. So today, who controls agriculture? Who do we depend on for food? Who controls the media and education, the food of our minds? Who controls commerce? Who controls the law? And who do we depend on to define and interpret that law, which was written by the same people that we depend on for the definitions and the interpretation? Isn't this like going to the problem to ask the problem to solve the problem? To bring this into perspective, because this is just an introduction to an educational and I hope inspiring event, I'll leave you with these thoughts. First, the information presented today in this first of a series of educational and prayerfully empowering events is derived from facts that can be easily researched. Second, as my family members present their cases to the people, I want you to keep in mind this quote by Albert Einstein. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we use to create them. We know the problems all too well. We see the problems every day. We see the lack of economic advancement for the Hebrew people. We see our children being killed. We've seen in history the Emmett Tills, the Malcolm X's, and the Martin Luther Kings. We've just seen the Michael Browns and the Trayvon Martins and the Kajimi Powells. We just seen that Ferguson, downtown Ferguson, looked like Memphis in 1969 or Mississippi in 1968. We've seen this. Just right down the street, I've personally seen the shackles that held our people in sub-basements in the buildings on the riverfront. But now they're trying to cover up all of this. They're trying to whitewash all of it. They don't want you to know that history. When we talk about our people are destroyed from lack of knowledge, is because they're putting their own efforts and mad efforts into trying to make you forget. It's time for us as a nation of people to unite and change our reality. Shalom, and I hope this was a blessing to all or anybody that sees this video. Shalom.